Let us take the ratio as A is to B, and the ratio is A is to B. Now what is a duplicate ratio? The duplicate ratio of A is to B, it is A square is to B square. Similarly, a triplicate ratio of A is to B. Now the triplicate ratio means A cube is to B cube. In the same way, a sub-duplicate ratio of A is to B. Now sub-duplicate ratio means square root of A and square root of B. In the same way, a sub-triplicate ratio of A is to B. Now it is a cube root of A and a cube root of B. Now these are the duplicate, sub-duplicate, triplicate and sub-triplicate ratio. Based on this concept, now look at the next example. Now look at this example. Find the following. A duplicate ratio of 9 is to 16. Now the ratio, it is 9 is to 16. Duplicate ratio means now square of the given ratio. Now what is the square of 9 and 16? 9 square means 81, 16 square it is a 256. What is the right choice? Option 2. Now similarly, a sub-duplicate ratio of 729 and 49. A sub-duplicate ratio means now we need to find the square root of 729 and square root of 49. So 729 square root, it is a 27. Now 49 means it is a 7. Now what is the right choice? Option 2. In the same way, now look at the sub-triplicate ratio. Now a sub-triplicate ratio of the 1728 and 1331. Now cube root of 1728 and a cube root of 1331. Now it is a 12 cube and it is a 11 cube. Now what is the ratio? 12 is to 11. The right choice is option 3. Now let's start proportion. Proportion means equality of two ratios. Now I am discussing the two ratios A and B, that is the first ratio. The second one is C and D. Now equality of two ratios means now when you equate these two, it is called as a proportion. Now we read it as A is to B is as to C is to D. Of course we can express the same thing as A is to B is equal to C is to D. Or we can represent the same thing with A by B is equal to C by D. When two ratios are in proportion, we get 4 elements. These elements are called as proportional. First proportional, second, third and fourth. Now when two ratios are in proportion, now outer elements are called as extremes and inner elements are called as means. Therefore, the product of extremes is equal to product of means. Now AD is equal to BC. Similarly, when the values of two fractions are same, by doing cross multiplication we get the same value on either side. A into the product of A and D is equal to product of B and C. Now just look at one example here. Now find the fourth proportional of the numbers 4, 6 and 8. Fourth proportional to be found. Fourth proportional means it is now what is the ratio? 4 is to 6 is as to 8 is to question mark. The fourth proportional to be found. Now what is the condition? Product of the extremes is equal to product of means. Now 4 into question mark means I am using x, now unknown variable. Now 6 into 8. Solving this, now it goes how many times? 2 times. The result is 12. The value of x is 12. When you substitute the value of x as 12, now what is the ratio? 4 and 6, 8 and 12. 4 and 6 means what is the simplest form? 2:3. On solving this, again we get 2:3. The value of 2:3 and the value of 2:3. Now both the sides we have same ratio, means they are said to be in proportion. Now this is called as a proportion. Sometimes the middle values are same. When the middle values are same, it is called as a continued proportion. Now the example for the continued proportion. Now A is to B is as to B is to C. Now A is to B is as to B is to C, where the means are same. It is called as a continued proportion. It is called as a continued proportion. Now look at this question. Find the mean proportion of the following pairs. The first one is 18 and 8. 18 and 8 means only extremes given here, the means to be found. Now I am assuming the mean value as x, nothing but it is a continued proportion. A is to B is as to B is to C. Now product of extremes is equal to product of means. Now x into x, x square. 18 into 8, it is a 144. 144 means the value of x is 12. So what is the right choice here? Option 1. If you observe the second question here, 72 and 128. 72 and 128. Now similarly product of extremes is equal to product of means. X square is equal to 72 into 128. Now my dear friends, don't multiply these two. Here 18 into 8 is very simple. So we multiplied these two and found the value of x square. Now find the value of x square and resulting x. Now whereas here 72 and 128, it is a multiplication consumes time. So better express these values as a product of two numbers in which one should be a perfect square. Means 72 we can express this as a 36 into 2. 36 is a perfect square. Similarly, we can express 128 as 2 into 64. Now 64 is a perfect square. Now what is the value of x? Means the square root of. Now 36 means it is a 6. Now 2 into 2, 4. 4 means we get a 2. 64 means 8. What is the product of all these numbers? It is a 96. What is the right choice for this question? Option 1. Now look at the next question. 8 years hence, the ratio of the ages of Saurav and his son will be 25:12. 6 years ago, the ratio of the ages of Saurav and his son was 18:5. What is the present age of Saurav's son? Now two members here, Saurav and his son. I am taking Saurav as a father. Saurav is a father and a son as a S. Saurav, I am taking it as a F, means father and son. What is the first condition? 8 years hence. 8 years hence means after 8 years. After 8 years, now what will be the ratio? It will be 25:12. Means 12K and 25K are the ages after 8 years. Now 6 years ago, it was 18:5. 6 years ago, 18:5. Then what to find? The age of the Saurav's son. Son's age to be found. Now let us take my age today. It is 25 years. Present 25 years means after 8 years. 25 plus 8. It will be 33. Now after 8 years, 33 means now what is my present age? 33 minus 8 results 25. Similarly, 25K is the age of the person after 8 years. After 8 years, 25K means what about the present age? Present age is equal to 25K minus 8. Similarly, son, now it is a 12K minus 8. These are the present ages of father and son. Now 6 years ago, 6 years ago means now when you subtract 6 from the present ages, now the result is 18:5. Now it is in the form of A by B is equal to B by C, C by D. Now cross multiply, we get the value of K. 5 times of 25, it is a 125K. Now minus 8 minus 6, sum of these two is a 14. Minus 14 into 7, minus 70. Now 12K into 18, it is a 216K. Now minus 8 minus 6 means minus 14, minus 14 and 18, now it is a minus 252. Taking variables on one side, numbers other side. Now what is the result? The result is now 125 subtract from 216. 125 means it is 75 less than 200, it is 16 more than 200. So 75 plus 16. What is the result? 91K. When you take this 252 other side, now 70 subtract from 252. What is the result? 182. The value of K, it is 2. When K is equal to 2, what to find? The age of the Sourous son. Now after 8 years, it will be 12K, means what is the 12K? 12K is the age after 8 years. Present age means you need to subtract 8. So 2 times of 12, 24, 24 minus 8. The result is 16 years. Now what is the right choice for this question? Option 1. Now look at the next question. The ratio of the weights of the 3 boys is 16:18:19. The sum of the weights of the lightest and the heaviest boys is 34 kgs more than the third boy. What is the difference between the weights of the heaviest and the lightest of the 3 boys? Now we have the information about the weights of the 3 boys. Now the lightest boy and the heaviest boy. Now third boy means the boy other than these two people, these two boys, means here the ratio of these three 16:18 and 19. Now what is the condition here? The lightest and the heaviest boys sum, it is more than the third boy. Now what are the values here? Now 16x, 18x, 19x. Sum of these two values means 16 and 19x, the result is 35x. It is more than the third boy. What is the third boy value? Third boy value, it is a 18x. The difference in these two, now difference is 34 kgs. Now what is what we get on solving this? Now 17x is equal to 34. The value of x is equal to 2. When x is equal to 2, now what to find? The difference between the heaviest and the lightest boy. What is the difference between the heaviest and the lightest boy? The difference in these two is equal to 3x. Now the value of 3x. Now when x is equal to 2, 3x is equal to 6. The right choice for this question, option